Hey everybody, what's going on? Mav here, and welcome to Fun Speculation on YouTube. I am wanting to talk about this because we have found out today, just a while ago, there was an announcement for a brand new model of the Nintendo Switch. That is the Switch OLED. And we're going to go in through here and talk a little bit about what it is, what is different about this. Shout out to you. Hey, what's going on, Hertog Vin? Thank you for joining in the stream. And also maybe a little bit about my take on this and a little bit of disappointment that I have with this announcement. So I hope you guys enjoy this kind of content. If you do, please leave a like, share it out to your friends, all the people out there that have your Nintendo friend code, and also please, if you like the content, you like what we do here, drop a sub as well. I appreciate all that. But okay, so we got a new Switch announcement, okay, and this is a little different than I think people were anticipating, at least due to some rumors and everything that had been swirling around about enhancements, DLSS, all these different things going on out there. And you know, I am a Switch owner. Here's my Switch here, right? Actually, to tell you the truth, I bought this a few days ago. Yes, just a couple days ago. I had a Switch for years actually, and I sold it because I didn't play it, and I was kind of sitting there collecting dust. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna sell it. I got like all my money back for it. And then I was like, okay, I have some friends that started playing Switch games again, and I wanted to play some games with them. So I was like, let's go ahead and get a Switch. So I got a Switch. My wife got a Switch. We're gonna play some games together, right? I'm a longtime Nintendo fan. I've been playing Nintendo ever since the very first, right? So part of my hesitation in buying the Switch was the possible announcement of a new Switch, okay? And we got this announcement today, and I'll tell you one reason I'm not disappointed that I bought the Switch, even though we just got this announcement, because there is no performance enhancements with this Switch. It is everything about the Switch that I did not like originally. It still exist in this model, but I'll explain. So we have an announcement of this Switch. So let me see here. I'm going to go to this screen. Here we go. We have an announcement here of the new Switch. This is the Nintendo Switch OLED. So basically, this Switch is a Nintendo Switch. it's a Switch. It's not a Switch 2.0. It's really not a Switch Pro. There's really not much different about it. What's different is it's $50 more, and it has a larger screen. It's 7 inches instead of 6.2, and it is an OLED screen. So yes, you can see your Nintendo games at a higher quality screen in the mobile handheld mode, right? The other benefit also, it does have an Ethernet port in the actual dock, so that is cool as well, that you can get that dock. I'm hoping that they sell that dock separately, because I think I saw that you can use that dock on the regular Switch as well. I have no clue 100% on that. I think that's what the case is. So it's kind of like, for me, it's a little disappointing because I wanted my Switch games to look better, and not in the way that they're making these games look better. I want my Nintendo games to look better. I don't want them. I already got an OLED screen that I can play my Switch games on, and it's on one of my TVs. I have nice screens all around my house. I have screens to play the Switch on. I don't need a Switch that just has a better screen on it. I understand if you are a person that just likes to play your games in handheld mode for the most part, this is a good improvement for you, right? So that's not taking that away. If you're if you're a Switch owner and you like the quality of the games that are on the Switch, this improvement is made for you because you will get a better looking screen, a little bit bigger screen on the Switch. Okay. For me personally, this doesn't do anything because I don't play my games handheld, right? I use the Switch as if it were a console. I like to play on a screen. I like to play like on a monitor or a TV screen. Okay. So, and by the way, shout out to CMBR here hanging out. A shout out to Game Pass Dad as well. You guys rock. It's just why is there not a Nintendo console that has better looking games, better, bigger games, right? And this is what I was hoping with the new Switch announcement, that it was going to be more powerful hardware that was going to allow Nintendo to do more. This doesn't change that. This is just for the people that really like to play, like I said, in handheld mode, and a big improvement for those people, right? For me, this is a big disappointment. Now, I honestly, so if I'm looking at it like this, okay, I'm happy that it didn't devalue this, right? Because I just bought this, but at the same time, I'm not happy for the future of Nintendo right now, because what does that mean for where they're at? Like, with all those rumors about 4K, about DLSS, about improvements, being able, like, maybe better chip, or whatever, right? This doesn't have any of that. What does that mean for our Nintendo games? Are they going to stay the same, or is the best we can hope for is good looking Mario games, the good looking Mario Kart, Mario Party, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf? Is that the best that we can hope for? When PlayStation and Xbox are going out there dropping games at 4K 60 that look like nothing we've ever seen before, where they have all these games in the works that looks like stuff we've never seen before. Is this what Nintendo's relegated to? It looks like right now that's the case. So this is the MSRP is $349, which also means we're not going to get a price drop on the other Switch. It's going to stay at $299. Been the same price, I believe, since it came out. So here we go. It is meet the newest member of the Nintendo Switch family. Let's watch this. I'm gonna just kind of fade away here. Another outdated looking game, Metroid Dread, that they had to wait for technology to catch up. It's $50 more. Right. So it's a little bit of a price. I'm gonna mute that. It's a little bit more than the Switch currently. So $50 more is what you're getting is what you're going to pay for the bigger OLED screen. You also, I forgot to mention, yes, there's a better kickstand, which that is not a bad improvement considering this is the current kickstand. I'll show you that to you in a second that we get on the Switch. It's like I could honestly even believe like the kickstand that the Switch is launched with originally. It's like you feel like you're gonna break it the second you touch it. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like the white aesthetic look of it. I like the fact that it has the Ethernet jack on it. I don't like the fact that the games aren't going to be any better. I don't like the fact that we're such an underpowered hardware. The hardware was underpowered when it launched. And this is several years later with a new iteration, and all we're getting is a better screen. Like, it just doesn't do anything for me. I'm disappointed. Now, like again, guys, the people that love to play the Switch in handheld mode, congrats, because this is for you. You're gonna get the better looking screen, and I'm sorry if you're upset by my take on this, but I want better games. You know, like I want Nintendo to get back. I want Nintendo to get back to their ways of innovating. Oh yeah, look at this the kickstand on this thing. Oh, shoot. Yeah, so that's the old kickstand. So that's a big improvement right there. That would be the biggest improvement probably, for for it, besides the OLED, is that they got wise that, hey, this is flimsy and breakable. You're right, that little kickstand. Um, you know, uh, this is now, make no mistake when I talk about the Switch. I am not knocking this as a handheld device. To me, this is the best handheld gaming device on the market right now. Okay, xCloud and stuff like that, it may get there because cloud tech and network and all that stuff is getting better, and you're getting handheld devices to be able to play games on your phone, right? But for right now, especially, this is the best handheld gaming device that has ever existed, right? It's got some great games on it. It has a lot of variety with what you can play. But it is a handheld gaming device. Make no mistake about that. It's different than any other handheld gaming device we've ever had before, but it is not a console. This thing is not a game console. It is a handheld gaming device. And Nintendo's okay with that. They're selling them like crazy. Like I said, I just bought two the other day. They sell the games like crazy. They're always like in the top of the sales charts. So what everybody says, they don't need to do anything more. Nintendo's proving it that they don't need to do anything more, and they don't care to. They're just going to keep improving the device they have currently. Now, my hope, this is the silver lining here. Hey, what's up, Mr. Kima? This is the silver lining. With this, if this is their upgrade now, if this is what they're releasing, maybe, just maybe, there is hope on the horizon that they are actually working on something bigger and better, because this just doesn't seem like enough, right? This just doesn't seem like enough to catch up to the gaming world of with tech. Like, it's just putting an OLED screen on a Switch. All that other stuff doesn't exist that everybody was talking about. Where did it go? Was that all just complete fake rumors? Was there truth to it? Were they looking into it and decided, nah, we don't need it? We're not going to make our games better anyway, so why do that? We're just going to have to always relegate ourselves to the current Switch. So here's my thinking. Here's my hope. They are going to do something else, something bigger, something grander, that's going to appease the hardcore gamers out there, the people that are Nintendo fans from way back. And I'm talking about those of us that love to play the big RPGs, that when Nintendo announced a new console, it was wondering how far it was going to push gaming forward. People, especially the kids and stuff these days, don't remember those days. But I'm talking about 8-bit to 16-bit. Then we got 64-bit gaming, right? With N64, right? And 3D worlds for the first time on console and gaming. Like, Um, yeah, that was mind blowing. They always were pushing the envelope, revolutionizing gaming, pushing things with tech. Um, you can even go back and watch some documentaries about how they're trying to really like figure out how to make these things that are new and different than anybody else could to really innovate and push the games and genres forward and stuff. And they were at the forefront of that. Not right now. Right now, that's not them. Right now, they're just milking the success that they have made, releasing games for 3 months at a time. Play these old games for 3 months. Buy it now. You won't get to buy it again. We're gonna put this collection out where we're just bumping up the resolution for you, and you can check out these games. They're milking their success on the past instead of innovating for the future. They're relying on the handheld market, on the moms and dads and the people that, hey, it's safe to buy a Switch for my family and my kids. It's the safe choice because I understand it. I understand Mario. If you go to the store and you're a parent and you're trying to look for something to buy your kids, okay, it's very appealing, right? You can buy this. They can take it around the house with them. I get the TV, right? Dad gets the TV. Mom gets the TV. They can take this around. So, one thing, you don't have to worry about that. The second thing is you're not worried about all the other factors like as much, right? The Switch has some suspect things in the store, but if you're not really familiar with gaming, you see Nintendo and you just are comfortable with that brand because most people have a familiarity with Nintendo. Hey Lupa, how's it going? So they're milking that. They're relying on that. That's their focus. That's what they're trying to market to. Now this OLED version is for the kids or the parents that want that little bit better screen, that want the better internet connection, I guess. But what my big disappointment here is that it is not for the improvement of the games. This does nothing for the games. Whereas Microsoft and PlayStation even are doing things left and right, Fidelity FX, they're, all these different things are they're partnering with AMD. They're upgrading our games with the features like FPS boost and auto HDR, improving our old games. They have all this huge backwards compatibility lineup. That games play better than they ever have before. They're releasing new games or investing in new studios, or they're purchasing studios, or they're getting new games and developed constantly. They have service like Game Pass where your games are dropping left and right, where you get to play at no extra charge. There's just all of this innovation with the services. And you can see PlayStation Now, the games that they have going into PlayStation Now this week or this month. You're talking about good games like, and we go back to that Nintendo Direct. And the best thing, their big thing was that Metroid Dread game. That was like another old school 2D style of Metroid Dread that supposedly they had to, that took them 10 years. 10 years of getting the tech where it needed to be able to create that game. Like this, what? Yeah, this is the features of the new Switch, guys. Nothing to improve the games, nothing to let the devs make better experiences, but it's going to look a little bit better on that little screen. 7-inch screen instead of 6.2. OLED. I want to play my things on a big screen. I'm sorry. I don't care about that personally. I know there's a lot of people out there that do, but the games aren't going to really look any better. The screen will. This kickstand and the wireless LAN. Oh, and the 64 gigabytes internal storage, because honestly, the Switch as it comes now has like almost no storage in it. Right? It's still 64 gigs is not very much for the Switch. You can fit a few games on there, but not very many. And enhanced audio. Whatever that means. So yeah, if I like this is it's only a $50 upgrade. I'm hoping this is not all that they're going to innovate on hardware wise for the foreseeable future. I was hoping for more. I was really hoping for more. Let me play my games at 4K on a 4K screen. You know, let something that can do 4K. That'd be great. Something that can play big titles like Fire Emblem and Xenoblade Chronicles at something more than 900p. It's something that allows for devs to have better textures in their games. Where the only games that look good are not just the Mario games. At least they didn't devalue this. Right? that way, when hopefully in the future, if they do something good, I can sell this. Get an actual Nintendo game console if they ever decide to get in that business again. So chat, what are your thoughts on the new Switch announcement? The OLED Switch. Am I only disappointed because of all the rumors had me hoping for an actual improvement? Is that why I'm disappointed? Or am I disappointed for... Is it fair to be disappointed in Nintendo right now? I want them to be making games for me again. Selfishly enough, right? There's cool stuff that they have in the works, like Square Enix has that Project Triangle game coming out. I'm kind of excited about that. I really like tactics style games. It looks like a successor to Final Fantasy Tactics in a way. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know what to think of it. I mean, Nintendo has a Switch model with a higher quality, larger screen, and it's coming out in October. Simply known as a Nintendo Switch OLED model. That's it. Just the audio, the 64 gigs, and the LAN, and the OLED screen. I will say that I guess those are decent improvements for $50, right? Good morning, Beast Mode. If you're looking to spend, if you're going to the store and trying to decide between the two, it's like only $50 difference. It's like, okay, it's kind of a disappointing thing for me. Well, guys, so Hertog says not enough reason to buy it. Lupa says Nintendo are not in the game industry anymore. They are in the toy industry now. Yeah, that's honestly the way it feels for me. And is that now the question is that wrong for me to be upset about? Like, is it just because it's not for me, is there any reason to be like disappointed? right? Because I'm disappointed because Nintendo was for me. Nintendo was pushing things forward. Like this just it doesn't push anything forward. It's the same tech on a little bit better screen. So yeah, 720p OLED plus 1080p docked. Yeah, that's it's not too different than what they have now, except it's an OLED. Um, yeah, just think about Nintendo back when this 64 launched. Yeah, even the okay. Now, let's talk about the Wii U for a second. Okay, for my money, the Wii U is more powerful than this thing. Like the games looked better on the Wii U than they do on the Switch. It had more features on it. You had access to that whole virtual console thing. You had it was backwards compatible with the Wii. It also had a tablet type device to play games on that you could play around your house. Um, there was a lot of things. Now, why didn't it sell? Is it the gamers' fault for not buying enough Wii U's that they were forced to go into this only handheld model? Or is it Nintendo's fault for not marketing it properly and even letting most people didn't even know, honestly, that it was different than the Wii. They just thought it was a better Wii. Um, why are we in this position where Nintendo's only a handheld gaming company now? Why are we in this position where Nintendo's not innovating with tech? I don't know. Hey, what's up, Christian Perez? They don't want to push anything. Swish is ruling on its playing way. Yeah, it's the Switch is definitely doing well. Doing very well. Um, this is not anything. I'm not saying that their business model is bad. Obviously, like they're really successful. It's working for them. It There's nothing wrong with their business, and that's what this is all about, right? I guess it's business. I mean, they're trying to run a successful business. You know what I mean? They're trying to do what works to make the most money and be the most successful company they can. So why does it feel wrong, right? Why does it feel wrong that they're this is all Nintendo is now? I don't know. For me, maybe it's because Nintendo used to be more. Even though their business has grown, Nintendo used to be more. They got out of that business and went into a different one. What's up, Flamish? How's it going? Beastmo says Series S with 6 months Game Pass has both better specs and higher value. That's true. That is a true statement. Yeah, the dock is BS. You know what I mean? Like I play in dock mode, because that's how I like to play games. They look like crap. They have good games. The games are fun. I had a blast playing Mario Golf the other day with my wife and 3-bit. A lot of fun. The games are fun. They make good games. But why 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 doesn't it not seem like it? You know what I mean? So like, okay, so we have Xbox. You guys know I'm like super hardcore with the Xbox train right now, right? We got PlayStation, and as much as a lot of people are criticizing PlayStation right now, including me, I still love it. I think there are a lot of things they get right. A lot of things PlayStation gets right, and they are very successful in doing that. A lot more right than Nintendo. Um, I'm excited to get my PlayStation. I've always been a person that owns all the platforms. I like to play all the platforms. I don't like missing out on stuff. I like to have fun. I like to experience all the great games. But when I'm looking on the horizon, do I get that excitement that I get for anything Nintendo related that I get for the stuff on the horizon for Xbox and PlayStation? No. We used to. I know a lot of people in the chat like we used to, right? Like we used to be excited for what was next from Nintendo. And I was honestly excited about what was next from them hardware wise, right? Thinking that it was going to be more. Now, is that my expectations that got in that improper expectations that got in the way? Probably so, because there's so many rumors about better hardware coming that was going to improve the games. We were going to have games looking better on big screens. Um, but we didn't get it. So instead we got OLED. We got an OLED bigger screen on the same device. Hertog says Nintendo should just join Xbox, Nintendo handheld side, and Xbox with the home console. Yeah, if they're not going to be in the home console business, maybe there's something to that. Maybe they should get with somebody else and start getting games on a platform which can play them better on a screen on a TV, right? Uh, um, let's see. Flamish says it's not going to look different with the new one. You're right. From my perspective, as somebody that plays this device in docked mode, that new Switch does absolutely nothing for me. There is not one improvement that I will find useful in that new Switch. Not one. I guess you okay. I take it back. I'll take it back. The LAN port, the Ethernet port, and the dock is nice, right? I so far I haven't had any issues with the Wi-Fi connection on it, right? I think the Wi-Fi is working fine. But if they have that dock available to buy separately and I'm looking for a new dock, I'll buy that one simply because I can get the LAN port connection. That's the one improvement that I could potentially find a little useful, and it's only to download the games a little bit faster. Because guess what? You aren't really playing that much online with the Switch. Yeah, see, and Flamish says don't spend your money, folks, buy a Series X instead. And here's the thing, if this is for you, more power to you, right? If this thing is for you, go for it. You know what I mean? Like if you like playing your games, your Switch games, and you're happy with the way they look, and you're happy with the quality of the games that they put out compared to the other platforms, and you don't really care, which the most of their market doesn't, then go for it. You get a better screen for $50, right? Yeah, I do need a Dreamcast too, Hertog. I do. Yeah, I remember Lupa. Lupa says I said way back there would not be much to it. You remember? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was just hoping for something. Something. Remember the Bloomberg reports when they said that there was going to be 4K in docked mode, and it was going to be using some new NVIDIA chip and all that kind of stuff. The new Switch. Maybe this isn't that. Maybe this is something else, and maybe that's something they're still working on. Maybe this is like a in between, right? That's my silver lining. Maybe this is just holding the line while they get that ready, right? Maybe we're 2 years away from the next thing from Nintendo. Because this is not the next thing from Nintendo, folks. This is the same thing from Nintendo with a little bit bigger screen on it. Yeah, Flamish. Maybe here. So Flamish says, "Good, no, Mav. They just want to go handheld. That's all." I agree with you, right? But there is a point that possibly they can reach where the model that they have using a dock and a handheld device, you can have great looking games still on the screen. It's not there yet, right? There is potential for us to get there. We're not there yet. Not with this device, not with the current device, but maybe there's something on the horizon. And that maybe is where we'll get to. That's my hope. That's my silver lining. Give us at least that, Nintendo. Let's say 2023. We need that by 2023. Yeah, Lupa says, I was hoping you'd be wrong too. You want to play Zelda on a console like the Series X. Me too. That would be absolutely amazing. That would be incredible. Hertog says you're waiting for that for 20 years now. When the OG Xbox started with all those Xbox games, and it was a matter of time before they would buy Sega. Yeah, hey, the Dreamcast 2, let's go. You know, like that Xbox was almost like the Dreamcast 2. Beast Mode says we need a change. Organize petition for Xbox to buy Sega and make a handheld console and call it Sega Series Q or something. Well, here's the thing: like all the Sega talk is great, but that ain't gonna help Nintendo, right? I want Sega to come back full force, like everybody else. You know, like all those IPs to be really fully utilized and everything. I want. It's now Sega's like a different company than they used to be as well, but Nintendo is the crazy. Here's the big difference between Sega and Nintendo. Nintendo is crazy successful, like insanely successful. They just don't have a game console, but they still have a game console. It's weird. They have a hybrid that's more handheld than anything, and it's not getting any better. Sam Sidequest asked a good question. I wonder how many kids are going to ask for an OLED Switch over a PS5 or Xbox Series X for Christmas this year. Oof, man, I hope those kids don't. If that's what they want, you know what I mean? Go for it, because if they like playing games in handheld mode, but the quality of the games are just like so different. So different. Could you imagine if Nintendo announced a new actual Metroid on a game console that was close to the power of even the Series S? And the way it could possibly look on the big screen? And Metroid Prime, let's go, you know? F-Zero, Star Fox, a Zelda that looks like that. You remember like some of these dreams we used to have of, oh, what is Zelda gonna look like in the future? Oh my gosh, what is Zelda gonna look like in the future? It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like so epic and grand. It looks like it did a long time ago. Clearer image, same games. I I will probably end up owning one of these at some point. I think when it comes time to if we end up playing, here's the thing: if we end up playing these enough, me and my wife, and we end up getting my daughter one as well because she keeps using it, and I have to get another Switch, so we each have one. Then that would be the one I would buy. But it's just because it's a Switch. It's not because it's anything more than that, right? Like Sam Sidequest says, the Switch is definitely becoming more of just a handheld focused console than a TV console. I do think the OLED screen is going to look great on games like Breath of the Wild and Pokemon. Yeah, it's more. Yeah, it's just more of a handheld console. All of their improvements, besides the LAN, were for mobile gamers. The kickstand, the OLED screen. There's no performance improvements in this thing. It's not just the resolution. Here's the thing of, like, okay, so the image on my screen is not going to be any different than it was before. Now on the OLED screen, yes, just because the screen looks better itself, but in dock mode, it has the exact same output. The other thing is this does nothing to improve the textures in the game assets. Is nothing to let the devs be able to do anything more with new games than they could currently. This is just the same. The games will be the same. No forward improvements with the games. Unless they're just somehow make improvements anyway that they would have made with the regular Switch. So, it is what it is, guys. I'm going to stop dwelling on it. If you're happy about this, go get yourself a Switch, guys. If this one comes out October 8th, it's $350. And if you're not excited about it, like me, then hey, we just have to hope that this is just a bridge. Maybe it's just a bridge to get us where we need to go. So, all right, everybody. I appreciate your time. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's been real. Chat, you're awesome. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Yeah, go Nintendo. Yay.